name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues. And today we're going to talk about a little bit about guardianship. What's the nature of guardianship as it relates to the authority that a guardian has? Well, let me start out by telling you this. In order to get guardianship over a child or a minor or even an adult who is in need of a guardian, you got to apply for guardianship. You have to file a petition to ask the probate court to be appointed the guardian. Now, once the court does that, the court will issue what's called letters of guardianship, which are really kind of like authorizations or letters that show what your authority is as the guardian. Now, those powers as the guardian are pretty broad. You've got an opportunity to do a lot of things. You can even move the ward, which is the person who's the subject of the guardianship. You could move that person to a different place. You could move that person to a different facility. You could, under certain circumstances, that person can be moved out of state, particularly if it's in the best interest of the ward to do so. Now, sometimes there is visitation or parenting time that goes along with the guardianship. In other words, you're the guardian, let's say, of a small child, but there's somebody out there who has the right to visit the child. Moving that child to a different state could impinge upon that parenting time, and so that may be something that the court has to work out, and there may be motions about that. But make no mistake, when you get the guardianship, it gives pretty broad powers. It gives you authority to do a lot of stuff. However, remember one thing. Unlike a custody order, guardianship is ultimately designed to reunify that child, in my example, with natural parents. It's not necessarily intended to just go on forever. Guardianship is designed to address a particular problem that exists right now. You know, mom's a drug addict, so grandparents have to take guardianship. The whole hope of that is that mom will rehabilitate, become better, become a responsible parent, and then the child can go back to natural parents. That's the goal. Now, having said that, it is true, guardianships can go on forever because the problem can keep going and going and going. And if that's the case, the court can renew those letters of guardianship year after year after year. That can be done. But there is a goal. So even though the guardianship has a lot of power, the power that it has is generally limited to a certain amount of time because the guardianship's not at the outset intended to go on indefinitely. Most of them are intended to just be a quick fix to an immediate problem. If you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.